What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my mock draft 4. So, as of right now, where I'm filming this, it is right after the combine, about 2 days removed from the combine, and free agency starts up right around the corner. So, I'll do another video probably a week after free agency is when it will be up. But let's hop into it. So, how this works is I'm only going to break down probably about the first 4 rounds and only about 2 players to 3 players per round. After that, I'll play some music. But there's a bit of a difference. This time, I'm going to flash every trade when I'm talking about it. So I'll break down all the trades. I'll probably do that at the end, and then I'll say who they got out of that trade, what each team got, and what players they decided to draft. So the big ones for round 1, I'll go with the ones that probably aren't as obvious. Jordan Tyson at the 5 to Giants. A lot of people are not as high on Jordan Tyson as I am, but they'll probably lose Wan'Dale Robinson. To me, he'll go to the Raiders, in my opinion. Then you got Malik Davis, who's going to be coming back from an injury. And let's face it, John Harbaugh is their new coach. John Harbaugh wants a tall receiver. That's what he wanted in Baltimore. If he stayed with Baltimore, that's where we would have went. A taller receiver, whether it was in the first or in the 6th round, we would have gotten one. Jordan Tyson is a great fit for his Giants team. Then I have the Rams going Jermod McCoy with, I know they just traded for Trent McDuffie. That's crazy. They are ready to win. But Jermod McCoy ensures that their secondary is set. They are good to go in defensive backs. And Jermod McCoy is probably the best corner in this draft. I think you could make a claim that it's Mansour Delane, and I wouldn't necessarily tell you you're wrong. But what I would say to that claim is Jermod McCoy easily had the best combine. Then I'll break down one more for y'all. I have Emmanuel McNeill-Warren going to the Bills. Now, a lot of people have him going pick 40. But the Bills need a safety. They really do. And Emmanuel McNeill-Warren, people are saying that he's basically this year's Nicky Mannion. I think a lot of teams and GMs are looking into that, and I think that's very impactful having Nicky Mannion's rookie season just last year and see how his athleticism was able to really build him as a great player. I think that's kind of what the Bills are hoping and expecting of Emmanuel McNeill-Warren. Now, moving into round 2, I have the Texans trading with the Jets. I have them taking Blake Miller. Blake Miller is a super good offensive lineman out of Clemson, and the Texans definitely need help on offensive line. And I know free agency hasn't happened yet. It might be over by the time I get this posted. But my claim is that I don't think there's enough players, lineman-wise, for Texans to even be able to afford to completely revamp this offensive line. So to me, this makes a lot of sense, them going out, targeting a guy like Blake Miller. Now, if the Giants taking DeAngelo Ponce, now, I wasn't super high on him until the combine, and the reason was that is because he's a little undersized. Nothing crazy, but he's a little on the smaller side. His combine was elite. I had so much fun just purely watching his combine when it was the DBs because his ball hawking skills were insane. He is so good at being able just to zone in on that ball and completely track it down. And the biggest win from his combine is not only is he able to hawk the balls down, he always caught it at its highest point. Super important for a DB. Now, if the Jets taking Malachi Lawrence to edge out of UCF, and this kid's really good, I could see him going a little earlier than pick 44, but I don't think there'd be a possibility where he goes for round 1. And the Jets, having just traded away Jamie Sherwood, they're definitely looking for an edge replacement. And I'm still uncertain about Will McDonald's future with the Jets. So to me, Malachi Lawrence is their guy to take there. Now, with the Packers' first pick of this draft at pick 52, I have them going with a cornerback out of Arizona State in Keith Abney II. This kid is legit. I have been high on this kid for a while now in the sense that he is speedy and this isn't something you always see, but he has very high IQ to a point where he understands man coverage to a point where it's hard for me to even believe and hard to explain. But the way that he can just almost predict a way that the wide receiver is going or predict the juke move that the wide receiver, tight end, whoever he's up against is about to make, he's able somehow just to predict the routes that all of these receivers run against him. It is so fascinating for me to watch, and Packers definitely need a cornerback, so have them going with Keith Abney there. Okay, we're moving around through here. Now, interesting one in my opinion is I have the Cardinals going with running back here in Emmett Johnson. Now, I know a lot of people expect Mike Washington to be the second running back taken off the board, and I do think there's definitely a good chance of that. But to me, both Jadarian Price and Emmett Johnson are both better ball players. Now, I'm very high on Emmett Johnson as he had a fantastic college season. And really, all of his years at college were pretty impressive. Now, I will say, I do think there is a possibility where the Cardinals don't go running back at all in this draft, or maybe not until late. If they take one in free agency, and the only one that I can really this kind of makes sense. To me, this would work out, would be if they signed Rico Dowdle. Other than that, I don't think there are other running backs that would really fit with the Cardinals. So I do have them going with Emmett Johnson. Though with the Colts, I have them take an edge rusher out of Illinois, Gabe Hackus. Now, Gabe Hackus, I've been super high on, but I'll admit, he struggled a little in his combine. So to me, he went down from a second round pick, probably around pick 60, now to the third round, probably around pick 80. So not the biggest dip because of the combine, but to me his combine, at least I overhyped him in his combine. I thought he was gonna have a good combine, and definitely at least a better combine than he turned out to have. Now, I have the Dolphins going with Eli Raradin, tight end out of Notre Dame. Now I have them trading up to get this player. And to me, this makes a lot of sense, actually, because the Dolphins could definitely use tight end help as they basically have no one. And whatever they decide to do at quarterback, most likely Malik Willis, but whatever they decide to do at quarterback, getting a young tight end to build with a quarterback, that's definitely good because I feel like tight ends are, in my opinion at least, the best, securest hands on the team and really kind of that blanket for the quarterback. And that's super important if you can have a young tight end come in and play with a quarterback who he's then going to play for the next 5+ years. Okay, now moving into the fourth round, I'm just going to play some music. But then, at the end of round 7, when the draft ends, I will be going through each and every trade. Okay, so now we'll be moving into breaking down all of the trades in this draft. Starting off, super early trade at the Cleveland Browns trading up their third overall pick from Cardinals, as I don't see there being an exact player that the Cardinals want to take at this time. And to me, I have the Browns really liking Ruben Bain to add on and play alongside Myles Garrett. Okay, so we just had the Max Crosby trade happen. So I have the Raiders trading back up into the first round to get 3 total picks in this year's first round, and give up this year's second of their own, and they give up next year's first of the Ravens. And the Cowboys in return give them 20 pick and pick 180 of this year's draft, and just draft capital to close the deal. Okay, I'll probably want to show you guys like 4 more trades, because basically 12 total trades happen. Probably show you about half. So here I have the Texans trading back for the first pick in the second round, and they get a 4th and a 5th, and they get this year's pick 179. I think this is super fair and makes sense for both teams. They have the Bears trading their second round pick in pick 57 for pick 75, which is the third round pick of this year, and Miami's next year third round pick. This makes a lot of sense because currently there's not really anyone that the Bears would most likely draft, and the Dolphins could definitely trade up. Definitely realistic, as they need a lot of help. They have Seattle trading up for only 6 picks, so all they do is throw in a 4th, but this allows Seattle to get another wide receiver in Antonio Williams, I believe is who they went with. Then the Bears once again trade back, and they're trading for a 72nd pick, 110th pick, so a 3rd and 4th of this year, trading back 12 spots, and they also get a 5th round pick of next year. That'll do it for today. Hope you all have a blessed day.